So what are the key statistics you need to consider if you're an international buyer? Well, make sure to check out today's video. Hi everyone, Arinzeh here with Onyx Property Team in Keller Williams. Thanks for checking me out on my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, I am a London-based property agent. I love helping my clients buy, sell, rent, or manage property throughout London, and I specialize particularly in working with international buyers. If you like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe as I put out weekly videos on the London property market, and don't forget to hit that like button to let YouTube know that I'm putting out great content. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 10 key statistics that you as an international buyer absolutely must be made aware of to give you a great sense of what's happening in the market, and actually maybe we can predict a little bit what might happen in the future as well. First up is a decline of 9.8%, which is a decline in the number of UK housing transactions in the year through January 21st through compared to the previous year. In essence, the property market in the UK was shut down for 15% of 2020. While we had a strong second half of the year, losing that amount of time in the property market definitely impacted transaction volume. Increase of 5.7%, which is the average UK house price growth in the year through March, according to Lender Nationwide. As a matter of context, over the same 12-month period, the FTSE 100 fell 1.5% and the UK GDP was 7.8% lower in December than a year ago. It underlines how the UK property market has become detached from the overall UK economy over the last 12 months. Increase of 4.8%. This is the annual price growth for London through the first 3 months of 2021. While this was growth, it was down from 6.2% in the final quarter of 2020. 12.7. This is the number of new prospective buyers for every new sales transaction in February across the UK. The ratio, which shows the strength of the demand versus supply, is the second highest it's been in the last 5 years and demonstrates why there's been upward pressure on prices in the early months of this year. However, we do expect supply to increase as vaccinations continue to improve, more sellers look to sell, and there's overall more optimism in the market. So we might see that ratio of prospective buyers to transactions coming down. 39%. This is the percentage of London-based buyers searching for a property in the capital back in July 2020. The equivalent figure was 70% from a year earlier, so you can see the decline in the number of people searching in London. Obviously, we've heard a lot about the escape to the countryside dynamic where people are looking for more space, and it's definitely reflective in this figure. Having said that, we do see that the figure is starting to climb back as the number has increased to 49% through February of this year. And we expect the figure to increase further as people really want to start coming back into London and taking advantage of what the city from a culture and proximity has to offer. 62%. This is the rise in the number of lettings, market valuation appraisals in London and the home counties in the year through February. It was the highest such rise in 10 years as supply has increased markedly inside the capital over the last 12 months due to more short-let properties coming onto the market. But this translates into a negative 14%, which leads to our next relevant statistic, which is a decline of 14%. This is the decline in rental values in prime central London through to February, which is the steepest decline since September 2019. This is a result of the oversupply, which we've mentioned, from short-let properties flooding the long-term market, with a drop in demand from international students, multinationals not sending staff over, as well as the weakened tourism position. Decline of 92%. That is the fall in the number of passengers coming into Heathrow Airport in February this year compared to the same month in 2020. The impact has been mostly felt in prime central London market, with transaction volume down 10% in 2020 versus 2019. Ironically, the only range of prime central London that outperformed in terms of transactions was the £5 to £10 million range, which actually resulted in an increase in transaction volume of 7%. One key factor might have been the fact that in that price range you get more houses, which have definitely become more in demand over flats. We obviously do expect that we are going to increase travel and see more international buyers coming into the market this year as the economy and travel restrictions are eased. 24%, that is the pound strengthening 24% against the dollar between 23rd of March 2020 and the last week of February this year, where it now values at $1.40 to £1. This is a hard hit to American buyers along with other international buyers who are now experiencing an additional 2% stamp duty surcharge, which was added as of the 2nd of April. This may cause an additional softening in the high value transaction price point as foreign buyers look to come back into the market with the easing of travel restrictions. And finally, 0.8%. This is the UK 10-year bond yield, which exceeded 8% this month. This is a rise from 0.2% last summer due to inflation concerns and an expectation that the Bank of England would be forced to raise rates. Despite the increase, there does not seem to be a sense of a prolonged inflation on the horizon anytime soon. Increasing bond yields makes it more expensive for the government to pay its debt associated with the pandemic recovery relief. We'll yet to see what impact that has on the housing market, but it is a figure that many investors do keep in mind. I hope this video has been helpful for you to give you a sense of some of the key dynamics and statistics you should be tracking as a foreign investor. If you want to know more about the London property market, please make sure to reach out and get in touch. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to check out the other videos on my YouTube channel where I share great things about the London property market and living in this incredible city. So that's Arinzeh with Onyx Property Team in Keller Williams. Bye for now.